to today's live. You're locked in with the Coach Smook Network, and I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. Before we get rolling, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button, share the stream out, and if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of the action. Now listen, if you really rock with what we're building here, I invite you to take the opportunity to support the channel by becoming a member of the AAA family. Our mantra is authenticity above all. Everything we do, our content and our community, is built on creating and enjoying quality, authentic conversations, real insight, and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly assists in the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar you contribute is not only appreciated, it's paid forward. We proudly make monthly contributions to various community health and awareness organizations because impact matters. If you want to get even more involved with the community, be sure to join our Discord. You can type the command right now in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. And for those who want to support the network directly, you can donate through multiple options: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. Thank you all for the love and the support and the energy you bring every single time. Now buckle up because it's time to get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get it.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Yes, sir. Welcome in tonight to our Coach Smook Live, the Coach Smook Network. We're live. Give it up for yourselves, AAA family, for showing up to the Coach Smook Network Live. We're out here getting action. We're doing our thing. We had a crazy long day. Give it up for yourselves in the chat for showing up live. We got action on all platforms. We got TikTok. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. We got Twitch. We got everything going tonight, man. And I want you all to get active tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Everything that we discussed earlier this morning when it came to us getting ready for the scrimmage, the second scrimmage in the spring at the University of Alabama. We talked about there was going to be an intentionalness on the run game. I think, and I haven't got to watch the full interview of Kalen DeBoer. We have it queued up, the official interview. Shout out to the University of Alabama and the University of Alabama Athletic Department for providing the footage, official footage, great audio today. And the media, you know, usually the second scrimmage kind of opens their eyes a little bit to kind of dig in their bag and ask some solid questions. So I feel like we're going to get some solid questions, some solid feedback from Kalen DeBoer. But I'm going to get my rundown real quick so we can get into that post-game presser, give y'all everything that we have. If you haven't became a member of the AAA family, you're missing out. I think every member that shows up now, whether you're watching post live or you're watching live right now, if you're hearing this statement, I need you to drop a comment in the chat when we do our roll call or whatever. You guys, let me know what your feels is after getting their intel from your members on the live and then going to see what Kalen DeBoer had said. And I know a lot of people are posting the official audios from his interview. As you all know, we were actually in travel during the presser when we went live. I think that a lot of the content was just being put out. So when we did our members only live, I didn't get to see any of it until a few clips. Bama Central provided some quality clips. And I think Chris Lowe and Charlie Potter, shout out to them. They provided some statements on Twitter that I kind of referenced. But those guys doing their thing and providing us that networking resource. But also, man, you all know, man, having a firsthand look, man, this team has me excited, especially the defense. The defense more so than ever looks like they're primed and ready to really excel. And I think they're kind of being there's kind of being a leash put on them because of how athletic this defensive front is. The offensive line showed up to compete today, though. They had a solid spring scrimmage last week. The defense still won. I saw that the defense won last week. We saw, but I think the offense really competed today. The offensive line really competed, and I think we got a solid 5. We talked about that in the members only live. We got a solid 5-man starting group that I think we're going to grow with. The tight end room, first name that sparked to me was Marshall Pritchett. Made some solid blocks, but also made some good catches. But he was very physical today. Him, Caleb Edwards, Josh Ford, Jay Lindsey, Jack San Marco with some of the backups in third team. You could see why Alabama went out and got him last year, still developing. They didn't get to see Danny Lewis get much of an impact, which continues to concern us for us Bama fans that see prospects from Saban era still kind of struggle in this transition as far as being able to truly impact, provide an impact with their skill set and what this scheme is, or what this staff is trying to do in this transition phase. So a lot of interesting thoughts around that. So we'll kind of dive into that. Then the wide receiver core, I told the members today, I will reveal this. Noah Rogers, I told you all in the live. I think I said it in the live earlier, but I said it in the members only live. I think Jeremy Bernard has kind of started a trend under the staff at number 5 in the wide receiver room, because it tends to go to that leader type of person in the wide receiver room, that transfer leader that brings that experience but can show up on the field. And Noah Rogers, early in the scrimmage, the offense was sputtering, with both quarterbacks, especially in the run game. But it was 1 or 2 plays into like Russell's third drive, I believe, with the second drive with the ones, and it was kind of like you can see an energy kind of click with the wide receiver core and the quarterback play, and it was an awesome thing to see. The defense is scrappy though, man. Our defense is fast. The team speed on defense this year, I think we've taken a step up. Inside linebacker room, Caleb, I'm going to change my defensive lineup, my starting defensive lineup after what I saw today. My projected defensive lineup, he's going to be a starter. He's going to be a mainstay. He's probably going to be the green dot, the primary green dot, but QB Reese, Abdul Sanders Jr., Luke Metz, those guys are going to be right there in the rotation. And it's a lot more. Duke Johnson is still developing there. I think there's enough talent in that room to kind of just continue to develop him. And then again, the young guys, Zay Griffin, Zay Hall, with the levels that and the responsibilities that they're given at the levels that they're playing up, and the second, third, fourth team, however you want to look at it. Oh no, I don't know what that means, but yeah. So we got to see a lot of quality reps from the inside linebacker room. I think the mainstay right now, if I was to project the 3-man rotation like we saw last year with Lawson, Jefferson, and Green, Kai Hill Green, I think I would project the rotation right now would be Woodson, QB Reese, and it's hard to decide right now based off of the rotation today if it was Luke Metz or Abdul Sanders Jr. Both of them just, I mean, you gotta, to me, you got the best of both worlds, right? You want to have a 3-man rotation there, but you're seeing guys. You got to find the flaw in the fourth guy to make him the fourth guy. So that's a good thing when you talk about the staff and dealing with the lack of veteran presence, right? When we're talking about experience in actual live game reps. But Woodson kind of helps you with that, seeing the amount of snaps that he's seen during his career, but he doesn't have the experience in this scheme. Are we comfortable enough with him, making some of those adjustments, having that green dot, making the calls, being the most veteran presence? That's a lot to take on coming in from the portal, trying to pick it up in a matter of 15 practices. And you're going to get extra work, film room work in the offseason and in the fall, but game speed is different. So who's performing best in that? I think Luke Metz, QB Reese, and Abdul Sanders are providing that. They're this being QB Reese third year under Womack. This would be Abdul Sanders Jr. second year. Same thing with Luke Metz. You know, guys that were recruited and really evaluated by Kane Womack and this staff. Chuck Morrell had a huge part in these guys' development over the past season. I'm excited to see these guys develop, man. Secondary, and I'm just giving my rundown before we even get into the roll call. That way we get into the roll call, and then we introduce the phone line topics. We get the phone lines open early tonight and get y'all on the phone lines. I got some, I think I sent the prompt out. I don't know if I sent it out yet, but we're going to get it queued up here in a few minutes when we go to our first infomercial break. And I'm going to give a final thought on the scrimmage, and then we're going to open the phone lines. How does that sound? Oh, actually, we're going to have Kalen DeBoer's interview, and then we're going to open the phone lines with the phone line topic. So continue to run the likes up and support the content and share it, y'all. I appreciate the numbers here so far. Give yourselves a hand clap. We got 26 in the chat. Continue to run the likes up, man. We should already be at our like goal. If we got 26 in the chat, that means we should have at least 25 likes on stream. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button here on the YouTube side and TikTok. Continue to tap the screen. I see y'all. JRM, my homie, my YC, I see you, my boy. Good to see you over there in that TikTok chat. Give it up for our TikTok family. Nick, Dominant, everybody tapping in. Coach 30, I see you guys over there. Shout out to Coach 30, man. Got some quality gaming content and some funny stuff going over there too. But some good football follows. So what's up, Mike Jones? Let's get into our roll call. Let's get into our roll call real quick, and then we'll get into our final thoughts from today's scrimmage. Basically breaking it down. I'll give y'all a specifics with some numbers and stuff like that. Some guys that really showed up and showed out to me. And then we'll get into the phone lines and we'll have conversations and we'll get a take on the topic of discussion. So here tonight on the Coach Smook Network, we got Ken, the Bama fan, live in the chat over here on YouTube. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Roll Tide. Zach, Roll Tide, man. Put you in the game. You in the game, Zach. Roll Tide to my brother, Zach. Dominic, appreciate you for tapping in here on the Coach Smook Network, my brother. Good to see you. Mary J in the back on the ones and twos, making it do what it do. Also checking in the chat. We appreciate you, Mary J. Amanda, also, she working it tonight, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Came back and reset the momentum. Sometimes we gotta bring the starter back game, right? No matter how good your team is, you could be, doing the little cupcake games in between the conference games, right? But yeah, you gotta have some moments where the starter gotta come back and be like, hey, I'm back. And he really made us see the quality of the team that we have when we get everybody together. So shout out to my sister Britt for tapping in. Roll Tide, girl. AAA family in the chat. And Real Sports 27. Don't know what that means, but welcome in. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. And TikTok. Mike Jones, what's good? Mike Jones, my boy. Mike Jones. What's good, man? Roll Tide. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. So tonight, TikTok family, I appreciate y'all. Share the live stream. Share the live stream everywhere. Facebook, make sure you provide some reactions. I see a few viewers on Facebook. We got three live viewers between the two Facebook streams. So y'all tap in. Make sure y'all drop in your comments. Glenn T checking in. Some of our regular longtime members pulling up here on the Coach Smook Network. What's up, Glenn? Good to see you, man. I see you popping in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. We got the comment up. Appreciate you for tapping in, Glenn. Roll Tide, man. Give it up for my brother, Glenn, tapping in as always. The squad, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, family, we're growing. Seeing more and more every day. Every day we're seeing it more and more. So let's go ahead and get into the conversation, man. I'm going to provide my final thoughts, and then we're going to get into our first, we're going to get into the interview. We're going to see the post-scrimmage presser from Kalen DeBoer. We're going to watch the whole thing. It's about 7 to 8 minutes, I believe. We're going to watch the whole thing. No interruptions. We're just going to watch it. And then after that, we'll provide reaction to that. And based off of our early take, we'll give our final thoughts, see how we line up with what Coach DeBoer has to say, and get this thing popped off, y'all. And shout out again, once again, this is official footage from the University of Alabama, their University of Alabama Communications Department. We appreciate you all for providing the footage. Let's get to it.
I think, there's the ones and their twos. And I would say there's differences between kind of what their strengths are right now. A lot of it's the matchups that they have in front of them. I think probably you want to talk more about the ones first. Started a little bit slow the first couple of drives, got some seams. The running backs hit it for some explosives then. And then, it just goes back and forth. It's the ebbs and flows of football. But I think overall what you see is they're understanding what their responsibility is. Again, another level of install, some new things we put in. Feel like the stuff we've repped, that's across the board. They've done a good job of picking up, and the things that are newer, we still got some work to do. And I think the potential's there. I think, from run game, slowly inching forward. It's not all of a sudden you're just going to hit it all. I think that there's progress in certain things. There's certainly schemes and stuff that we're not as strong in yet, but there's some things we could go to if we had to play a game, this weekend that we feel pretty confident in. Protecting the quarterback, again, it's probably much of the same. The concepts we've run, got a lot of reps under our belt on. We're pretty sound in the stuff that's newer. This week, probably install. You can see that they're not quite in sync. Probably had more pressure on the quarterback this week than what we had last week. And I think that's a little bit of both sides, whether it's execution on offensive line or the defensive line, wanting to prove something after last week, probably not getting as much pressure.
Stay up front here on the left, Charlie.
What did you see from Austin and Keelan, and how did you maybe split that?
They split it up pretty even. That was the goal. I'm not sure how it exactly ended. I know there was a comment close to the end that I caught where it was close, and we just trying to finish it out that way. But they've been splitting it. And I would say today wasn't their sharpest day. And a lot of it's what we've been talking with offensive line. I think there's, just getting in sync with guys, the reps that they've had a lot. Maybe even the things that we have as part of our base offense that we've done now for 2 years here. You can see everyone being in sync, and when you're playing with confidence, you're going to rip it with confidence. And there's some of the new stuff that maybe isn't even things we've had until this year or done as much of until this spring. You can see that we struggled with it. So I'd say it wasn't up to the standard that they've had. But there's no doubt that, again, if we had to play a game, there's some things that they do really well that we're confident in, that they can execute at a high level.
On the right, hey, Chase.
I think this is the last time we'll talk to you until next Saturday. So can you tell us with any specifics what the 8A format's going to look like?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I think there's little football dings that we have. We're going to try to today. We scrimmaged the whole time, move the ball up in the field, tackling. It would be an offense versus defensive thing. I guess that's probably the first starting point. I don't like splitting up the teams. I want guys working with guys and taking advantage of every practice we can. Last week we did a little bit of thud and then scrimmaged, probably 80% of it. So we'll just kind of see as we get in through the week, see where we're at. But that's what most of it will be. And so just be a lot of scrimmaging. We'll do what we probably did today.
On the left, Matt.
What do you see from the running backs today, and do you have any update on EJ's status?
Yeah, EJ hasn't practiced since last week, so probably more of the same for next week. And thought Kevin Riley, when he had seams to hit, he accelerated, showed some good burst. He's got a good knack in between slithering through and finding those holes. I thought Daniel, had a good week of practice. Probably didn't get as quite as many opportunities to hit the big ones today. That's not necessarily always on him. And so, the guy that I thought had a nice week was Trayshawn. Showed it, a little bit today in the scrimmage, but I thought throughout the week there was some a live session, short yardage goal line and things like that he showed some pop. He showed some instinctiveness on how to get that first down when it's 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, whatever it might be. And it's never pretty, it's never perfect because there's a lot of dudes up on the line of scrimmage. But I think overall he's had some good progress here through the spring.
On the right, Colin.
Who are you guys working with at Green Dot at inside linebacker? And kind of can you give us an update on what that rotation is looking like?
Yeah, there's so many guys rotating in right now. Caleb's gonna, Caleb, and when Caleb's not in there, you're gonna have the other guys. I mean, it's a combination of Luke and QB and, try not to do too much of it, but you also got to get these guys prepped and you find out who's used to having or can adapt to having the green dot and someone talking in his ear. I had a conversation when we first instituted the rule. It was with an NFL defensive coordinator, and I remember him telling me that one of his best players, an all-pro, who you'd think has no problem, it just when he got that noise in his head, it was just something that slowed him up. It didn't confuse him or anything, but it was just something where he wasn't at his best. And so you do have to mix it up and see if there's anything where it does cause a guy problems. But I guess we're not to that point where so many guys rotating in to where we're locked in on one guy or two guys and kind of letting, it be spread across the board.
Stay on the right, Hunter.
Yeah, just talk about Keelan's command in the huddle. I know that was a factor last season.
Yeah, I try to poke my nose in there and just hear exactly that as much as I can, whether it's today or throughout the week. He's almost to the point now where he doesn't have to think when he says it, and now he's got to slow down to make sure everyone is very clear, which is a good problem to have, right? Just being articulate and not rattling through the calls, which at one point he might messed up the call, and it's not perfect yet because again, there's new installed plays that he's just had first reps. Same thing with Austin. There's some new stuff he hasn't called as much either, so or at all, and they're picturing it in their head, and that's what I like to see is that they can rattle it off as far as the command with the players. I think both of them step in the huddle and if there's chatter in there and they need eyes up on them, they'll say it and the guys all respond. So there's a lot of respect that the team has for them, and obviously the offensive guys, when they're in that moment, they have to do exactly that.
Stay on the right in the blue.
Yeah, with the departure of Cuevas in a pretty deep tight end room, who's a guy that you could see fill that void?
Yeah, I think there's reps that were Caleb last year took a lot, and he didn't have a spring and came in the summer. And so he wasn't an early enrollee a year ago, so he got thrown in the fire with very few reps. Seeing his development both with the strength in an off season, and then just his familiarity and how confident he is. I think it's showing up. Marshall had a nice scrimmage today. It's probably one of his better showings that I've seen as far as not just doing what you're supposed to do, but standing out and making some plays. So I think it starts with those two, and then Josh is a guy that brings a demeanor. We just did our shout outs, and I can't remember who shouted him out, but it was about his mind was Bray Hubbard shouted him out, and talked about his demeanor and him coming across on blocks and coming up the field on blocks, and he's got a full head of steam coming at you, and he ain't really scared of anyone. So it's really good to see. And, probably one of the biggest claps in the shout-outs was for Josh. So, that's someone you can see even when you're not around the guys all the time, someone behind the scenes that seems to have the guys rallying around him and appreciate what he's bringing.
Front and left, Blake.
Which receiver stood out today, and just how has that unit progressed as a whole?
Noah's been consistent. He had a couple nice catches and some big plays. I thought he was there when we needed to, even just sometimes short ones where you got to move the chains. Maybe it's not just complete natural catch. He'd probably be the one that stood out the most. Ryan had a great scrimmage last week. Derek Meadows has had some big plays throughout the whole spring. Didn't have as many plays today, and then last year's just continued to do probably the same things that you saw him doing in the second half of the season. He's part of the offense, so he's a very versatile guy. Can do things both down the field and short.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Roll Tide.
Leandre Gottfried-Just.
I'm sorry. Give it up for Kalen DeBoer. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I put myself on mute. My bad, y'all. My bad. I see y'all in the chat. I'm glad I was paying attention. Appreciate. Shout out to StreamYard for updating this, because now when my producers talk to me in the back, I get a message right here in front of my face. So shout out to them for helping us stay locked in. But my final thoughts, I was kind of just talking about how if my members know, and just think about the time, I could tell you the time I got the email with the official footage. It was around 5:11 p.m. So if y'all think about it, what time did we do our members only live? We were already live at 5 p.m., correct? Close to 5:15, something like that. That was an 8-minute video. Everything that I believe I said and every player that I mentioned and talked about in that video, in the members only live, I think that Coach Kalen DeBoer echoed it. What's up, Fred? Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see Fred. Y'all give it up for my brother Fred tapping in. I think Kalen DeBoer touched on, and it doesn't happen like that. It's just not by happenstance that those things lined up or those are similar. You had to be there to see it. Hopefully we get some calls. I got to see or speak with a lot of people that watch the show that have that were able to be there, you know, and so hopefully they call in and give their takes tonight. A lot of people traveling back home. You got Easter weekend. This is the weekend where a lot of people who have the access, they have to battle with, really want to be there. And there was a lot of alumni that was there today. Langham, I believe, was there, and it was a good time. It was a good time today being there and being in the space that we were. Shout out to Mary J. Flash that on the screen for us, man, and give us a mega horn right there, man. Do we need to get that on the screen right there? Mary J. gifting 5 memberships, and shout out to our members that just got gifted a membership. Carrie Collins 369, appreciate you for becoming a member of the AAA family. Sitting in the chat, enjoying it. Make sure you let us know where you're watching from. Who is this? Amelia Spo. Appreciate you for tuning into the Coach Smook Network, tapping in. Make sure you let us know where you're watching from. Thank you for becoming a member. Jimmy Brown 2331, appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure y'all speak up. Brock O'Neal, I remember that name. I think, ooh, is that a lurker? Is that a rubbernecker? Brock O'Neal, I remember that name. And Artez Shepard, you still hang around here too? What y'all doing? Y'all lurking, y'all rubbernecking. Say something now. Don't be no rubbernecker. We don't do that rubbernecking stuff no more. We supposed to be grown. We supposed to be grown. It's 2026. Man, tell her it's 2026. So Britt, tell him it's 2026. We supposed to be grown. You ain't gotta hide in the chat. Tim Brooks, what's good, man? See, that's the only thing I don't like about gifted memberships, because we got supporters that show up like Tim Brooks. That, you know, and I know if Mary J could pick who she can gift these memberships to, just like anybody else that's ever gifted memberships, I guarantee you they would go through and select a lot of these people that come in here and support every day. So let's get into the conversation. Let's get into the phone line. I'm gonna give my final thoughts. Or to round up the final thoughts, Kalen DeBoer just kind of, I think we share the same sentiment. Only difference is, I think with the based off of what he was able to say or speak on when it comes to the inside linebacker rotation, I didn't hear him mention Abdul Sanders Jr., who I think is right there in the mix. Same with Luke Metz. I told y'all I was surprised to hear that or see that Luke Metz was getting as much attention and as many reps as he was. And it was good to see him flying around. I told you all he's a different type of athlete. So it's good to see that type of competition at this level thus far. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're at 16 likes on the YouTube side. We got 35 in the chat. Continue to hit the thumbs up button. It's the easy thing to do. It's free. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, we're on our way to 5K, y'all. We need y'all's help to get us to our goals. Right after this infomercial break, y'all, we're going to be into our call-in segment. And on the call-in segment, the topic of conversation, if we can get that banner on the screen real quick, Mary J. The topic of conversation is, what's the floor? What is the floor for the 2026 season? With all this talent, and I'm telling you right now, the depth at D-line is deep. And I'm talking interior, the bandit position looks nice. We know what we're getting from Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill, Caleb Smith looked good today. The young Corey Howard, you saw him floating across the D-line. Mari Johnson is going to be a disruption coming off the Bandit and at the D-tackle. It's like, we got a lot of talent. Steve Bowler seems to be waking up. May not be a heavy presence this year, but if he stays at Bama, he's going to be a fifth-year guy that ends up having that fifth year that puts him in that early second round, late first round conversation because of how disruptive he can be, right? So, again, we appreciate this Final Thought segment being brought to you by Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama, and our sponsors with Frederick Harris of Farmers Insurance in Hoover, Alabama. Our Final Thought segment. Before we jump into our phone line segment, which is sponsored by our other sponsors, we'll introduce them once we get into it after this infomercial break. But shout out to our big sponsors, man. Amanda, you better wake up. I got it. Shout out to our big sponsors, the Walk-Ons, for sponsoring our phone call segment tonight. We're going to get into it, man. I hope we get everybody on the line. I know after my reports, a lot of people will continue to debate me when it comes to this QB1 evaluation. I know the conversation is going to be there tonight. Don't sit there and just have your thoughts on Twitter and go and retweet or screenshot and video record and then go in these group chats. Get on the phone line. Be a man or a woman about your word. Say what you got to say. I'm for real. You know, y'all laugh, but it be a lot of people talking about Coach Smook. We live rent-free in people's chats, and I appreciate the free promo, but I would appreciate if y'all just come talking and help my analytics a little bit. It's free to talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it. So once we come back from this infomercial break, we're going to get into it, man. Alabama's floor in 2026 is topic of conversation. And what do we need to do? Who do we need to see? What to reach that floor? To reach that floor, you see the poll in the chat on the YouTube side. To reach that floor, what are the components needed? Quarterback, receivers, what do they need to do? O-line, who do you feel like is the best fit? We got a conversation. We got time for conversation night on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody put in the chat, say, put me in the game, Coach Smook, and we'll be right back after these messages. Think about joining the AAA family and becoming a member and helping us continue to grow our network. This is how you do such. Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk On's is your go-to for good times. Craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
All right, chat, we're back. We're ready to get on the phone lines and get into the conversation tonight. The topic of conversation on the phone line, as the phone lines are open, 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game. Coach Smook, get in the conversation. Y'all see it? Get in the conversation. Tell us, what, with all the talent at the University of Alabama on the roster this year, what's the floor in 2026? We got our first call on the line. Let's get him on the line. Zach.
Call from Zach Willie. To accept, press.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man. You in the game. I got you.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? Put me in the game.
My boy Zach, put me in the game. I like that. Hey, make sure we get that clip, y'all. Make sure we get that clip. I need one of my moderators to clip that. Good. Hey, Zach, I appreciate that, man. That's how I know. Listen, when we go national, Zach, when we go big time, you know, when God put us on that in that place where it's doing this thing, you're gonna be right there with me, Zach. Zach, what kind of whip you gonna get when God start blessing us? Like, you know, it ain't all about the material stuff, but what kind of whip you gonna get, Zach?
I honestly, I don't know. I'm probably gonna get me a limo or something.
A limo? Oh, nah, Zach ain't doing that. Look, Zach acting up. Hey, you a country boy, Zach. You a country boy. You got to get you one of them big old 2500s duelist with the big mud tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Talk to me though, man. Talk to me, man. We got you remember you got to see the members only live. I saw your comments. You had very good feedback. And just let me know what's your thoughts on today's scrimmage. You know, the reports you got from us. I'm not sure if you've watched any other content. I haven't got to see anything or anybody else's reports out there for real other than what I saw on Twitter. But what's your thoughts coming out of today's scrimmage? And then what's the floor for Alabama in 2026 this season?
Okay. And I'm going to put it like this. I think our offensive line needs to continue to work and take steps forward because especially in the new stuff. You know, the new stuff they're learning. We got a new offensive line. We got new quarterbacks. Everybody's learning each other. We got to learn, get better at our communication and our command of the huddle. Also, I believe this year we need to be more intentional with our run game. I like how we emphasize the run game, this scrimmage, you know, to kind of help develop our running backs along and get them comfortable in this offense. I think from a defensive standpoint, I think we're good there. I just need to – we're not really going to know until we get into the season with how good this defensive line is because in my opinion, the talent, there's a little bit of a gap in talent from the defensive line to the offensive line. You know.
Yeah, I agree,
And
Zach. I'm gonna tell you like this too, because I think right now what Alabama had on the D line, when you put guys like and I still think James Smith, Keon Keeley, Quay Russaw, big names that we lost in the portal, I think they're still going to have solid showings in their departures and where they went. You know, Keon Keeley going to Notre Dame, I think that was the perfect fit for him. James Smith being at Ohio State, same with Quay Russaw. I think those are good fits. Both schemes are NFL type schemes. And you're going to see quality production from those guys and opportunities presented to these guys. So I think right now, though, you went out and you got guys that are scheme fits right now. Devin Tompkins, Terrence Green, Keldrick Billingsley. You got freshmen, Corey Howard and Mari Johnson. They're doing their part. Asaya Fega, Steve Bowler, London Simmons, Jeremiah Beeman. They're developing in this scheme. That defensive front is going to make it hard for this offensive line to really come together. But I will say this, from everything that I saw today, especially early on when the offense was struggling, it wasn't just on part of the offensive line getting beat. It was like a whole thing of you can tell that the offense was put under pressure today more so than the defense. And the defense had a chip on their shoulder. The D-line made the offensive line work, and the offensive line competed at a high level today. Both between and I say this, and I told the members this, I think we have a solid 9, 10-man group of 10 guys that we can put out there. I think the staff is comfortable with like 8 for sure, and they for sure know who they want to build off of as the first 5 out there for the O-line.
Right. And with the talent that we have on the offensive line, I expect them to be able to compete. I'm just saying from like the talent gap perspective, we're not going to really see what we got until fall camp, till the season starts. You know, once everybody learns everything, gets comfortable, and the play calls, you know, that kind of thing. And so I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, but it's a wait and see kind of thing right now.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
From what I'm seeing and hearing. And I will say this, a lot of what Coach DeBoer has been saying, not only in the interview today, but he did an interview with our guy Josh Pate the other day, and he's been saying a lot of what you're saying, maybe worded a little differently, you know, because he has to word it differently because he's the coach and everything. But it's, you know, you understand football, and so it's showing, you know, from, you know, just from what the coach is saying, you know.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this. I gotta be a little petty, Coach. I'm sorry.
What's going on, Zach? You catching me off guard with this one. What you got, Zach?
Georgia fans, we live rent free in your head, and you can't handle the truth. This offensive line, I seen a video the other day on TikTok, and this guy, Georgia podcaster, saying that this offensive line is probably the worst offensive line we've had in 18 years.
What?
And yeah. And I was sitting there, I was like, what? I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, and you can't handle the truth. In my opinion, this is the most complete offensive line we've had in a while. I'm not going to say in 18 years, but at least since NIL has started. And so from an athletic standpoint, so the one guy that ain't really athletic is Nick Brooks, but with his size and his strength and skill set, he can make up for it with his lack of athleticism.
All right, Zach, wrap it up, man. We got final thoughts. The floor. This is the main thing I want to hear from you because I think you had a good gauge on what the talent skill sets was available coming in on this roster. I think we've all done enough film watching. We're getting enough information from all these different outlets and reports from the Smook Scoop and everything. What is the floor? What is the floor for this team? I mean, I have options in the chat on YouTube. If you haven't come into the chat and check the poll out, we have options. Are we talking the SEC championship game and playoff berth? Are we talking SEC championship game win and natty appearance? Are we talking the 3-loss season? Are we talking a repeat of 25? What is the floor for this 2026 season? Give it to me.
SEC championship win and a natty appearance.
Okay.
I think, and like I said, I think with what we have, we're gonna win it. But if we don't, I think we'll still make it. You know, and lose in a close game in the national championship. You know, when we play a solid team that has enough film on us to slow us down.
Right.
You know.
Right. I think you're right, Zach. I think this is the SEC championship game appearance year. We saw an appearance last year. I don't think Kalen DeBoer's taking a step back. I think he actually, with this schedule and how it's lining up, and I'm not dogging these teams. I know this past season continued to prove that college football landscape, the talent gap has closed. Right, you can't assume. But I do think based off of how things have kind of settled and teams are kind of retaining more of their roster, you can gauge what teams are going to look like. Indiana's not surprising anybody this year, just like Vanderbilt did it, right? So
right,
it's not going to happen the same way. And I think Indiana's still going to be good. I think Signetti's going to, I mean, look at what he's done in recruiting already. It'll probably be a year gap, kind of like what we've seen with Michigan. And they'll be back competing again. Indiana's been in the mix in the Big Ten for years. They have strong starts and then it just kind of sputter off because they've never had the depth of talent. Now the portal has kind of closed that gap. It's not just happening to Alabama. So we got a lot to look forward in this offseason. A lot of conversations had. Zach, we appreciate you for calling in, man, and roll tide, my brother.
Roll tide.
And let's get it. Give it up for Zach, y'all. I'm jumping in the game with Coach Smook tonight. Listen, we got the phone lines open again, 334-625-1121. The phone line is open right there. Mary J, hold on, give me a second. I want to point this out. This little call-in show thing right here. The call-in show thing right here. This thing is pretty cool. I don't know if y'all see this, but yeah. Live call-in show. Join the conversation. 334-625-1121. We're talking Alabama football tonight here on the Coach Smook Network. Topic of conversation. Pop that sucker on the screen for us. With all the talent on this roster under Kalen DeBoer, what is the floor for Alabama in the 2026 season? Phone line is open, 334-625-1121. I'm going to give my thoughts. I think this is a SEC championship win, playoff berth, national championship appearance. I don't know about a national championship win. I think that's Kalen DeBoer's kryptonite right now, that big game. He kind of froze a little bit against Michigan, that first appearance. But I also think there was a large talent gap in what he had available in the trenches defensively versus what Michigan had in that offensive line. And plus, his offensive line, I know they won the best O-line award that season under Scott Huff, but that D-line from Michigan that year, I think they had 4 of their guys going the first 3 rounds of the draft off the D-line alone. I can't remember the numbers. And then the following year, this past year, they had some more guys go. So just crazy talent there, and they reloaded. They've reloaded. They've been reloading. Even this past year, even this past season, they had some portal X's with some big names, but they got quality guys in depth over there. Tim Brooks just became a member of the AAA family. Can we flash that on the screen, please, and give it up? Let me get a horn for my brother Tim Brooks. We were just talking about getting him one. He went to got his own John B. He got his own John B. Welcome to the AAA family, man. Welcome back to the AAA family. You've been AAA, man. He just ain't had a wristband on. He left the wristband at the crib. He had to turn around and go get the wristband from the crib. Phone line is open, 334-625. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game. Coach Smook, give me your thoughts, y'all. Give me your thoughts. Don't leave me hanging tonight. Y'all be leaving me and Zach hanging sometimes. I run into people outside the show. They be, oh man, I want to call in next time. Da, 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 da. Hey, I got you on the call in outlet. You know what I'm saying? We got the automated message being sent out to you. Call in. We want to hear your thoughts. Run the comments up in the chat. Run the likes up. And another thing I want to acknowledge too. Hold up, before we just kind of like get off topic and go left field. Another thing I want to acknowledge is Coach DeBoer has been alluding to some when it came to the last few questions about the quarterback situation, right? And I'm in this big debate, and we can kind of have this conversation on the phone line, right? Oh, come on, give me a horn and get it on the screen right now. Shout out to my guy Tim Brooks, man, for gifting 5 more memberships in the live stream, man. And to those members, you better. I got to screenshot these gifted memberships. Let me screenshot these, because if this is who I think it is, y'all, I'm gonna say welcome back to the family, and you can speak now, forever hold your peace. And I want you to know how gifted memberships work. Chat. Shout out to Tim Brooks. W's in the chat for Tim Brooks. And I gotta screenshot this though. Don't leave now. Y'all see that? I'm gonna put this up. This gotta be put on display. I appreciate you. We ain't seen this name. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that to you. But I'm going to. Lord have mercy. Coach Smook. Zach, see, you petty. You started it. Zach done bought the petty vibes. And now I'm on it. Shout out to you. Put them in the game. Oh yeah, you put them in the game, man. You put them in the game. Somebody said can't hear you. Harold Patton need to fast forward. Can y'all not hear me anymore? Let's look at this. Shout out to these people, these viewers, these live viewers right now in the chat that we're here to receive these gifted memberships and joining the AAA family. We got Ramic RTR. I remember that name. Brandon MKL. Appreciate you for Fusion. Hey Fusion, welcome back. We're still here, Fusion. 2 years later, we're still here. Patriot. Now, Mary J, I need you to do some research on that one. Make sure it's who I think it is. Make sure it's not who I think it is, because if so, we're going to have a conversation. And the run 9590, appreciate you for becoming a member of the AAA family, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in and lurking, man. Stop lurking. Let me know where you watching from. We appreciate y'all support, man. The likes, it could be quiet likes, but we just want to acknowledge everybody for real, man. It's not a slight. It's just literally whether we have different views or whatever. It doesn't matter. Your views count. It matters. We got a call on the line. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Teresa Davis.
Yo, Teresa, you in the game with Coach Smook. Y'all give it up for Teresa. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Coach Smook.
How you been?
Good. I don't really want to talk tonight. I just called in because I've been missing your shows. I can't never really catch you for real. So when I called it tonight, I said, let me call in just to speak and just listen in.
You know that means a lot to you, boy, right? You know I'm over here teasing now, because it just to know that people they go through their day and they be like, dang, I ain't watched Coach Smook live in a minute. I ain't been able to catch him live in a minute. Let me see if I can catch him live and to be here to hear that. I appreciate it, Miss Teresa. Y'all give it up for Miss Teresa.
I remember you saying your schedule was going to kind of change, so I kind of been off track with you, but when I can catch you, I still watch it, when you go off live, but I was able to catch this one, so I said, let me just call and holler at him a minute. I don't really want to talk, but, I just wanted to holler at you.
Look, it's always good to hear the real supporters' voices and good to hear Now, when we get back in season, we getting back on that regular schedule, and you got to bring that heat again. We looking good. I'm telling you, I was at the scrimmage today, Mr. Reese. We looking real good. These boys are looking good. The offensive line look like they want to do something. I know you ain't a fan of Ryan Grubb, but they gave us a showcase of what the run game is building on, and I think we're in a good spot.
Well, that's good. Even though, you just, every time you turn around, you just hear so much negativity. But I really got confidence that they just going to show up and do good this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got high hopes for the season. I really do.
Me too. I think we have reason to. Last year, as tough as it was, we were one of the better teams in the country. We were one of 12 teams that were in the playoff race. We got into the next round. We beat a playoff team. We had the most ranked wins in the season during this new era of college football. So I think we're in a good spot, and we made some moves this offseason with players. I think we're gonna be in the right spot, in the right position to make a push. So yeah, I'm excited. Mr. Reese.
Yeah, I do too. It just, we got to go through some growing pains. We moving on from the Nick Saban era. It's just look different, but I think Alabama is gonna be okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate you for calling in. Can you do something for me before you go?
Yes, sir.
Say your name. Say I'm Teresa, and I'm in the game with Coach Smook. Can you say that for me?
Yes, sir. I'm Teresa, and I'm in the game with Coach Smook.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all give it up for Miss Teresa, man. Roll Tide. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Y'all give it up for Miss Teresa, y'all. She a firecracker, man. I'm telling y'all. I can't wait to beat her in person. I already know she bring that fire. I would love to sit next to her during the game and just hear her, like hear the complaining, hear the celebrations. Hear the trash talk. I know it. I know it go down. I know it, man. Listen, that's what the plan is this year. We want to have a gathering for one of these games, and I know it's going to have to be one of the cupcake games where. And I ain't pocket watching. I'm thinking about me. How it would plan out for me, for us to show up to one of these games and not necessarily have to go to the stadium, but have walk-ons host us in a space like they do so eloquently. Shout out to Walk-Ons, our primary sponsor for the call-in segment here in Montgomery, Alabama. But the Walk-Ons in Tuscaloosa, we have something that we're working on for the season so that we can have a presence for all the big home games or even small home games. Just having the opportunity to continue to create opportunities for the community and how we have engagement with our Alabama Crimson Tide and the coverage of it. So y'all continue to support, like, share, subscribe, continue to call in, get your thoughts, man. That's gonna be a clip. Gotta get that clip. Gotta get that range. What range? What you talking about? Great to hear from you, Teresa. Yes, 100%, man. Listen. I'm telling y'all, I be looking out for some of these voices, man. We haven't heard from Greg Coffee in a while. It's been a few callers that we want to hear from. Got another call on the line. Let's see who it is, y'all.
Call from
Fred Harris.
Yo, Fred, you in the game with Coach Smook. Y'all give it up for Fred Harris in the chat, y'all. Let's get it.
What's up, Smook? What's up?
Man, look, that much. Look, this your first time calling in, Fred?
This is my very first time calling in.
Man, come on, y'all give it up. Give him a horn, Amanda. DJ Amanda on the ones and twos, giving my boy a horn, making it do what it do. Talk to me, man. What's good with you? How you feeling tonight?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I love the energy. I love what I'm hearing from the fans. My take, though, is it's all about the running game with this new quarterback. I think the defense is going to be good. I think our defensive line, of course, we know we top tier secondary wise, right? And so I think it's all about that continuity on the offensive line and getting those running backs involved. Whoever that quarterback may be is going to need that support. If we have a running game, top tier running game, then we really truly can compete for a natty.
So you think it's truly based on the run game?
Yeah, I think that we gotta get more from the running game, especially early on in the season. And then, like when we get to the latter part of the season, we're talking about winter, we're talking about playoffs. There are times where, the offense can stall. But if you got that push up front and you can get you 3 or 4 on a consistent basis with those running backs, then you're able to have that 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And you
I
know
think
what though? You know what though? I think we had that last year. We got to get Grubb to go ahead and stop playing cute ball. And I know I gave him a lot of passes last year, and I get it from a coaching standpoint. You saw a lot of things that were explosive opportunities. This is not the rate of explosive plays that the execution of explosive plays that you're used to as a play caller. But the good ones know how to accept. Look. What they say, Fred, you got to know when to hold them and what?
You got to know when to fold them.
Come on, man.
And sometimes, I mean, because of that inconsistency, and I know Ty was injured and all that as well. But also the key to having that good offensive line and good running game is also, it's a confidence builder for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I literally saw holes open. The offensive line, I don't think was as bad as most people say it was.
Come on, talk about that. Talk about that.
At times, you know what I'm saying? At times, I saw holes that were open for the running back, and the running back literally really had no vision or no burst. Okay, at times, and so of course. We always look at things from the running back's perspective, but let's look at it from the offensive line perspective. If I'm busting my behind, I'm giving you an opportunity to win, and then you can't see that hole or you can't hit that hole hard enough, or for whatever reason you're not doing it, then of course that takes a lot of air out of the momentum.
Hey, Fred, can I interject? I don't know I don't know if you watched the show this morning, but I made a point. I made a point of that in Wilkin Formby's defense in his struggle this past season, because there would be times where nobody's talking about protection because it was that good, right? And then it would be a phase of the game where we would have 2 or 3 drives where maybe Ty Simpson overthrew something when there was perfect protection. And then the next drive we go out and Brian Grubb is like, oh my God, that was open. It's open again. Run that play. And Wilkin Formby has another perfect block, and Ty Simpson doesn't take advantage of another explosive opportunity. He might check it down and complete a pass, but it's not that explosive that Grubb. And then Grubb will get into this fit of, oh, Ty, you have to see this, man. It's opening up again. And by the 5th time, when you get that play out there, that play call out there, you may change the formation. You get pre-snap motion. You may get a shift. But we know the defense kind of sees this tendency of what's happening. The defensive a decent defensive coordinator is going to adjust and be like, "Hey, man, when they come to this, stop thinking something else is coming. I want you to cover this." And the time you want to hit that's the one time Wilkin Formby gets beat after he done had 6 or 7 good snaps in a row.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to highlight that I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that. But go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I saw consistently. I saw times where we actually won, our offensive line won, but for whatever reason, we didn't execute properly. And we know that after game 5, we know that Ty was just his vision. Everything was off. Of course, we know what has happened since then, as far as the reports about him being injured, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that there was poor execution, and so the offensive line. While I'm not going to sit here and say, well, they don't need to improve. No, I think they do, but there were literally times that if we had taken advantage, seized the moment when they did perform, a lot of those close if we would just execute when the opportunity presented itself. No offense is going to be perfect, but we got to execute when the chips are on the line. And I think that was something that we didn't do consistently, especially after about game 5, going down from 5 on out throughout the rest of the season, throughout the playoffs. So, but yeah, I want to see the offensive line get some wins early on to get their confidence, get the running backs confidence, and then I think it opens the whole game up for the quarterback. Of course, I'm rooting for both quarterbacks, but I'm a little bit biased toward Russell. However, may the best man win.
Yeah.
But I think when that offensive line gets the confidence is so important, because when we have the confidence, we go out there knowing we can do it. And when you go out there and you execute, but over and over again, you don't perform. When you go out there and you give that effort, rather, and you don't perform, you don't properly execute. And so I think what I saw a lot of is the confidence level just dropping amongst the offensive line and the running backs. And it was like a series of unfortunate events. When the hole was open, something crazy happened. When blocking was good, then tie was off. You know what I'm saying? So it was just so many. It was like a series of unfortunate events. Like we couldn't get out of our own way. And so I'm not. I never. When I talk to people, they talk about the play calling and stuff like that. I honestly felt good about the play calling. I mean, because if we'll go games 1 through 4, everybody was talking about how great Ryan Grubb was, and then after we started losing, and so that's what happens when you start losing. We start fault finding, and then sometimes we get short sighted, and we just start throwing the blame game, and instead of really trying to circle the wagons and bring the troops back in.
To kind of bring that to a head, I think that's where I've kind of got my criticism, because from a coaching standpoint, I understand some of the play calls that we forced Ty Simpson into, because there were opportunities there. You expect a guy that's been around college football, played under one of the most strict coaches, kind of learned under Coach Saban, and maybe didn't have the tutelage from the quarterback development standpoint, but this is a kid that's been through a few systems. So you expect him to turn over and kind of take in and then reciprocate at a better rate than what he did. And it's not all on him, but a lot of it was pending on him.
A lot of it was. We just got to be honest.
It was pending on his success in that, how efficient he would be. It was depending on that. And we know that this system thrives off of the success of the quarterback. Michael Penix proved it. Jake Hausner, or whatever the guy's name was at Fresno State, proved it. Like, if you have a game-changing quarterback for this system, it is virtually unstoppable. And you can have a decent run game with it, but if you have an elite quarterback that can create plays for you when things are off schedule in the vertical passing game, somebody that understands timing on a consistent basis, that understands how to slide his protections and move to those advantages, you can see a difference in the production. That's why Ryan Grubb kind of got caught in his ways in a sense. But at the same time, you 50-something years old, bro. You got to know.
Great. I think a great point you made, because the Georgia game was a classic example of Ty executing at an all-time high level. Ty, he looked like the Heisman Trophy winner. He looked like the #1 pick. Everything was clicking. He was making the adjustments.
Come on, man.
He wasn't overthinking. He was processing real quick, making quick decisions. And no matter what Georgia threw at him, he was able to execute within the scheme, within the system.
Thanks.
And so that's a classic example. So he goes from the Georgia game to looking like the #1 pick to now, I mean, some say that he will be, and I hope that he does. But, later on toward the end of the season, people were saying he really needed to come back because he was getting like second and third round grades, or whatever. So, but yeah, the key, the quarterback, the execution, all of that hinged on that. And he kind of let, the offensive line down a lot of times by a poor play. And I know, I don't know the injury, you know what I'm saying? I've heard about those things. I don't know how injured he was at certain times, but clearly there were just times where he just didn't get the job done. So
100%, man. Well, final thought. Give me your final take. We got about 30 seconds before we get the phone line back open. Floor for the 2026 season. Talk about it real quick.
My floor is just making the playoffs. And because if that's all we do, then, you know, although it's monumental in terms of not everyone makes it, however, with what it looks like we have on paper, the expectation is, you know, the floor should be the natty game, the game, getting there. That should be the floor. But I right now, I'm calling the floor at just making it to the playoffs.
Okay. And that's a fair floor to have, especially with everything surrounding conference games, the weight of them. Do they really matter? Do you risk a game, 2 or 3 games in the season where you're playing or starting your backup quarterback to prepare him just in case there's a playoff run and there's a major injury or there's an opportunity for a playoff berth and you're not in your conference game and it's because you're playing with your backup quarterback and you need that 10th win of the season? Like all of these things have to be considered now as a coach at college football, even though it shouldn't be, right? The game that's played on the field should matter. And the level of competition that is being played against and how that game is won should matter. And then similar opponents, all of that there should be a solid criteria for how these rankings and things are based. But we're still seeing changes and adjustment, and that's what college football is. But I appreciate your call there, Fred. And again, man, if you could say your name and tell them you're in the game with Coach Smook before you get off the line, man.
Hey, this is Fred Harris, and I'm in the game with Coach Smook.
Yes, sir. Put me in the game, man. I appreciate you. Roll Tide, my brother.
All right, Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for Fred in the chat one more time, man. I appreciate y'all. Listen, we got more callers calling in. I seen a few people call in. They got you got put on the wait list. Go ahead and call in now, 334-625-1121 here on the Coach Smook Network. Topic of conversation: what's the floor for the Alabama Crimson Tide in the 2026 season? We had options in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and full screen this so y'all can see the results from the poll. We got 34 votes on the poll. It was up for an hour, so if you didn't get in, you can share your thoughts in the chat. Alabama floor in 2026 as far as the record, what the season looked like. Is it an SEC championship game with the win and a natty appearance? SEC championship game with a playoff berth? Repeat of 25 and 3 lost seasons. So we had 34 votes. That means 41%, over half of you believe this is a SEC championship game win type of appearance win type season with a national championship type of appearance type of energy. If we being real, and I agree to a certain degree, but I'm like Fred right now. When I think about it, I'm more on the side of this could be a year with all the politics around how you make the playoffs and what the playoffs looks like, right? I think this is one of those years where you got to kind of politic and prove a point in why these conference championship games should matter, and actually being there and winning them, and not just because you were a 3-loss team in a conference game don't mean you're a playoff opponent. That means that your conference might be a weak conference, right? Your conference might be a weak conference, and if you're a 10-2 team like Ole Miss, who played a legit schedule and just missed the conference tournament because you just don't have to be in a conference with 6 ranked teams, or at one point, I think we had 8 ranked teams in the top 25 from the SEC, right? That's got to account for something when you're talking about the best 12 teams in the country. Do I truly believe that these group of 4 teams and those small schools deserve an opportunity? That's why they have different tournaments. You got NIT for the NCAA. Let's get something for for basketball. Do something like that for football. Let's. I mean, if it's about money and TV contracts, the school's fan bases will travel. So we getting that. I think this is a political year for Kalen DeBoer with the schedule. We'll kind of dive into that as we keep the phone lines open for conversation. We got about another 20 minutes on the phone line if y'all want to call in. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook. Topic of conversation. Can we get that banner again, Mary J? Can we get that banner again? And I think we're going to need to take an infomercial break. I need to get some water. With all the talent in the roster under Kalen DeBoer, what is the floor for Alabama in the 2026 season? We brought up the poll once again. We brought up your results. SEC championship game and that appearance, 41% of you feel that way. SEC championship game and playoff berth, 38%. So really about a good split. Half of us really believe there's a SEC championship, at least an appearance and a playoff berth this season. So at minimum, you're talking regular season 11-1, 10-2 conference championship game appearance. That's what most of us believe. And some of y'all believe we're gonna have a repeat of 25. So we're gonna see what the thoughts are. Got a new caller on the line, 334. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Shep.
Yo, we got Shep in the game on the Coach Smook Network. Y'all give it up for Coach Shep, man. What's up, Shep? How you feeling, brother?
Coach Smook. Oh my God,
Hey, hold on, Shep. Before you get into it, man, I need you to turn the TV down in the background because I know you about to bring it. So go ahead and get yourself squared away, and the floor is yours.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, your show is so off the chain, man. I got you on both of my phones.
Oh Lord.
So I don't have a TV on, brother. I got the Coach Smook Network on streaming live on both of my phones.
On both phones, man.
I didn't want to mess up the wonderful phone call between you and I tonight. So I got you live on. I don't care what nobody say. Listen, I tell anybody in America, this is the best show in the country. I tell Josh Pate, I'm calling out Josh Pate. I'm calling out way outside. I'm calling all of them out. I don't care. This is the best show in the United States of America. I'm telling you, I don't care what nobody say.
Shep. We have weapon laws in the United States and also in the state of Alabama, and we live in the same city. So I know you know about the gun laws here in the city of Montgomery, Alabama. And you can't be brandishing weapons like that and then just firing off in public places like you just did on this network, brother. You got to be careful. Shout out to Josh Pate.
Yes,
shout out to Josh Pate. Shout out to Josh Pate. That's my big bro. Y'all know what time it is with Josh Pate. And Shep, I appreciate the love, man. For real though, I appreciate the love.
Josh, good people. I just love the Coach Smook Network.
Yeah, man. I get it.
I apologize to you guys. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And also, Coach, I'm excited. I want to tell you about this. You probably heard about it. They playing Dixieland Delight in Auburn.
Man, come on, man. These people are tripping, bro. If I never thought that Auburn fans were, and they excited. I get it. I get why they excited in Auburn. I get the trolls and all of that stuff, but they have reason to be excited. We talk to Tony a lot, and he has his sources over there, but we also have our people that we talk to, man. And Auburn is they feel like they got another coming of Cam Newton right now.
I'm telling you, I said, man, they trolling Alabama. Coach, man, come on, bro. I'm gonna be good tonight. I'm gonna be good. You told me to be good. You got on to me. I understand order. But anyway, I'm gonna stay within the parameters of the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, Alabama, and I left a voicemail like you told me to leave. But Coach, Alabama, even though I play running back, I'm an offensive guy, but I also play defense too. Alabama. Number one for me, got to get better on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get better on defense. I know you like Kane Womack. I like Kane Womack. And I know you like to say that, I'm a thing of the past. I take that too, Coach.
Hey, stop putting words in my mouth, man.
But even though I still want to see, a feisty defense like German Pruitt had, even though, like you say, that is a thing of the past. So I'm going to start with defense first. Listen, Womack defense looks good. It looks good, but for some reason with the 4-2, it's like people tend to gash us pretty much when they get ready. Now, we'll stop it, but it's like people tend to kind of gash us when they get ready. So I'm going to start on defense. And then I'm going to go from defense, and then I'm going to go to – I think I want to go to quarterback. When Alabama get the right quarterback in place,
And I asked you earlier, I said, do you think they'll name it before fall? And you stated that they was not going to name it before fall, which is fine. You know, I'll be patient and wait on it. I'll be honest with you, Coach. I don't think Alabama can go wrong with either quarterback. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I know you can't start two of them, right?
Right.
Start two of them. So, you know, man, but even though Mac 10 is my guy, I know Russell is your guy. That's neither here nor there. So when we move on from the offense, and the reason why I say quarterback number 2 is because he the signal caller. Outside the offensive coordinator,
oh yeah,
you know, it's the quarterback.
Especially and kind of interject, Coach DeBoer and Grubb, even Nick Sheridan, his year as a coordinator, he highlighted how important QB2 was in the system. That's why I think the amount of involvement that Russell had in that role last year, we saw it from the sideline. You know, I went to 2 home games. I went to the Iron Bowl, and both he and Mac were both very involved in signal calling, in the pad talks, everything. You saw that there was intentionalness of keeping these guys both on that trajectory of continuing to learn the offense. And Kalen DeBoer alluded to it today too. The basics of what this scheme has been provided to them throughout last season. Keelan Russell is excelling in it. You know, he's the one improving. Mac has had kind of like an extra year on it, so you expect it from him. But they're both, if you're Mac and you're not separating when it's time to install the new things, right? You're struggling just like the guy behind you. I'm telling you, it's giving, all right, we're not going to make the same mistake we did last year by just playing the veteran presence guy. We got to go with the guy that can create off of that. And that's what Russell was able to do today in today's scrimmage. I can't speak on the first scrimmage. I can speak on Wednesday's practice and today. And that's what the separation is in that QB battle.
Yes, sir. And then you got on here O-line toughness. Man, I'm telling you. I know people like to say the boy got to get his guys in. I understand that. My head goes off to that, but I don't. Either you tough or you're not. You know, Alabama had 330 pound, 6'5", 6'6", 335-pound guys last year, and for some reason they just had a hard time moving folks around. Now, do the position coach make a difference in that? Absolutely. But my thing is, either you got it or you don't. And sometimes a position coach can and will bring that out of you. That's why, you know, Alabama got to get tough in the trenches. Because why? If the O-line ain't tough, your running back probably not going to be able to get to your second level. I can't think of too many times last year that we saw a running back in the second level. So O-line toughness. And then, my last is you got a passing game explosion. That's right. Because my thing is, if the O-line is tough and we can move the football on the ground, I think the passing opens up. Now, here is my discrepancy with DeBoer. And I'm going to say it. I know sometimes I can be loose a little bit, but I'm going to call it what it is. I think DeBoer came to Alabama. I'm just being honest, Coach. And
Talk to me. Say it.
I think that he came to Alabama thinking that the passing game could open up the run. And I think this year proved that wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of his philosophy.
I
don't know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if a passing game. I don't know. Maybe for some teams that can work, but I think in the South, I don't think it's an Alabama thing for me. When you look at Auburn, when you look at Georgia, I think in the South, the running game opens up the lane to throw the ball.
Oh yeah.
I think I think Kalen DeBoer and them saw it different. You can just about tell.
Hey, you know what? If I could interject just to keep this conversation flowing, because we got time.
It's your show.
No, I like that because you bring the heat every time and you bring valid points, but I don't think that when I look at the most successful seasons under this system with Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb both at the helm of the offensive play calling, right? The first year has always been an offset year with run pass play calling. They start off a little balanced, and even at Fresno State, they got into week 6 of that first year, and it was the COVID year. You know, they got into week 3, I believe, and you kind of figured them out. They didn't have near the offensive line talent that you would get at the Power 5 level. So they get to Washington, they get year 2 in that system, and they kind of develop some guys. And when they get to Washington, I think 4 of those guys on the offensive line transfer, but they weren't necessarily impact pieces, right? Got a wide receiver out the portal. You got Penix there. You got everything that you personnel-wise at Washington. You got that first year, and you saw the immediate turnaround. And if you look at how they tried to run the ball the first year, they had the same issue we had. You really didn't have a back in that room that was a one cut, I'm hitting the hole, can create explosive plays in the limited run game that we're going to utilize. When they got Dylan Johnson, they averaged 31 carries a game that same season. So I don't think that they want to create they want to open up the run with the pass. I think they want to be able to hit explosives as with limited run games, because they know that in this day and age, you have to be able to take advantage of sucking defenses in, but you're only going to get out of, let's say 50 snaps a game, defensive snaps. You're going to maybe get 15 snaps where you're going to have the safety walk down and you can take advantage, or you got to miss the alignment. You got to be able to take advantage. And that's why that target number of 6 or 7 explosives that Coach Grubb spoke on so heavily last year, that's why you have to be able to capitalize on it, because those are those 2 or 3 possessions out of the game that you can create the separation. That middle 8, they usually create themselves in those moments. Them 6 or 7 explosives comes in that middle 8. So that's what I believe they were trying to establish last year. And when, like the last caller said, when you have an offensive line protecting and Ty Simpson, he misses or doesn't see an explosive opportunity, right? Or he takes a too early check down, or he evades the pocket too early, or Brian Williams or Bernard drops a pass, right? That's where you see the faults in, and it automatically, we automatically say, man, that was a dumb play. Nah, let's really think about what led up to it. Wilkin Farmer just protected his butt off for 6 snaps, and the one snap he got beat just so happened to be the one time that Ty Simpson gets sacked on a third and 4. When we could have ran the ball, but we seen something open in the pass game, and it just got beat on it one time. So I think it's a good mixture of both. And this year, I think is the prove-it year for Grubb, and as a play caller in general. His final season at the Seahawks, and then last year, he got to really turn around and show that he can scheme up a game instead of just throwing plays out there.
Absolutely. And Coach, last but not least, my last point, because while you were talking, I was thinking about your question. It's a really big question. You said to help get Alabama back to the championship. You didn't say the playoffs. Coach, you said championship. Coach, when I think about Alabama in year 3, going to the championship, I think the road to the championship in Tuscaloosa, I think is wide open. I think it's wide. I think it's wide open. But Coach, like I know, and DeBoer seems to be pretty comfortable. He was saying that he don't plan on leaving. He seemed to be pretty comfortable, which tells me that his support system pretty much got a lot of faith in him. So that means, Coach, that he got to beat Texas A&M. That means that he got to beat Mr. Lane Kiffin. He got to beat, of course, Auburn. Okay? He got to beat Georgia. And so when I look at Alabama for 2026, I can't say Alabama gonna run the table. I can't say that. I really don't see it, to be honest with you. I still see Alabama losing at least maybe 2 games. Coach, if he lose 2 games during the regular season, and if his coaching, good gracious alive, make up for the losses, in other words, if he can get the guys to grow up, because we didn't see that last year. We saw actually a decline toward the end. If he can get the guys, if he take 2 losses, bam, if he take 2 to the head, take 2 losses, hypothetically, this is just Kelsey speaking, and if the guys can come back and regroup, Coach, if we run the table in the playoffs, if we make it to the playoffs, because I'm talking about regular season, Coach, I think we can run the table in the playoffs, and I think Alabama, Mr. DeBoer in year 3 can contend and compete for the championship in the national title game. But it's gonna come down to, do the players buy all the way in to his system, and are they gonna buy in to the coaching from the position coaches? That means that DeBoer and Grubbs and Womack, they got to be on one accord. Last year, you saw the defense keeping us in there. The defense kept us in there. The defense kept us in there. They fought. That's what I'm saying. But that defense gonna have to be a little bit more stable this year.
Facts.
If Womack can get some more out of them, and I believe he can. And if Grubbs can come back and say, okay, we're gonna do our thing, and then DeBoer ice it on the cake and say, hey guys, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna dominate. We're gonna play our style of football. I don't think nobody can beat Alabama. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Listen, I've been a Bama fan since I was yay high. I remember Derek Lassick, Saran Stacy. I used to name all their players at 5, 6, 7 years old. That's why I'm so adamant about this thing. And again, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. Delete me from this live for saying that. But I'm just gonna tell you, I like to put Alabama. I like to say we're gonna run the table. And when I get disappointed, it really hurts me. It almost like my favorite elementary childhood girlfriend broke up with me. But I'm telling you, I don't think nobody can beat Alabama if Alabama is on their A game. And Kalen DeBoer is talking like that's what he want to see. Because his thing is, hey, I'm here. Let's go. This is Alabama. Kalen DeBoer is like, hey, this is Alabama. I ain't going nowhere. And when you say that, that means that when we come out there on that field, that means that opponents, see, nobody really fear us no more, coach. You need to do it. They don't nobody fear. If that little coach up there in Auburn feared us, he wouldn't be playing Dixieland at practice. Lord.
You know what? But this is you talking about Alex Goldich now. I hate that you brought him up because he didn't fear Saban at USF, bro. Like, this is a different dude.
He did.
So, and you got to think, we're in an era where Kirby Smart don't put no fear in nobody. As much as he's done at Georgia, he don't put no fear in nobody. You're talking about the last 3 national championship coaches have been Ryan Day, Jim Harbaugh, and Kurt Signetti. Like, the SEC not really putting no fear in nobody's heart, and it's been a change of guard with the coaches in this conference. And I think you have a group of I'm not going to say young because 48 is young, 48 to 56, 57-year-old that are young in their head coaching career and their experience reestablishing themselves, kind of like when Saban came on to Bama. He was part of a late transition with his tenure at LSU with the coaches that were in the SEC. He benefited from them going through their change of guard era. Because, back when LSU got them 2 national championships, I think the Big 12, I forget what conference they was, but the USCs, the Texases, the Nebraskas, the Miamis, those were the schools, Florida States, those were the schools that was running college football. SEC was struggling. Florida had popped their head in a few times, but Tennessee popped their head in a few times. It wasn't Alabama and Georgia. So this is kind of, I feel like this is that era of college football for the SEC, but with the NIL and the portal, you see us still having that ability to say, man, most of the talent is here. Those rankings during the season, I think they should hold a lot more weight when we come to selecting the final 12 teams. Because again, I don't know about you, but first round could have been a lot better. Outside of the two conference matchups that ended up happening, the 2 big conference matchups that happened in the first round could have been a lot better had you had a Vanderbilt and had you had a who else had you get what I'm saying? You would have had a better matchup.
And that's amazing that that you went there, because I feel, and I want to ask you this, Coach, and from the bottom of my heart, hypothetically, let's just say if Alabama, if we just don't make it to the ship, post-Smook, who can we get behind in the SEC that can go back and and bring the title back to the SEC, man? Texas. I see the thing, and this is a whole nother question for a whole nother day. I get it, but it's like if Alabama don't do it, we ain't come out really Georgia, man. We know we got Kirby over there. But I'm telling you, I believe the country, I believe the nation. I think people is like, where is Alabama? I believe that. I believe people is waiting on Alabama to emerge from the ashes and bring this thing back home. Thank you for taking my call, Coach.
Already, Shep. Y'all give it up for Shep. Roll time. But hey, Shep, before you get out of here, man. Ah, dang. I was trying to get him to say, it's your boy Shep and put me in the game. Coach Smook, I'll get him. Let me see what his voicemail. Let's see what Shep voicemail said. Real quick, y'all. Let's see what it was. That y'all know Shep is a whole character. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, it's a 2 minute and 43-second voicemail, y'all. Hold on. Let's see.
Coach Smook, 1, 2, Kelsey's coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock the door because I'm coming, Coach Smook. Hey, and you need to put me in the game, sir. And the reason why you need to put me in the game, sir, is because here it is. It's on a Friday night. The show is live. I'm live. I'm ready to go because you want to know what does Bama have to fix to get back to championship level. What do you mean, Coach Smook? What do Bama got to fix to get back to championship level? They got to fix everything, Coach. Number one, I'm going to say it starts with the defense. Because it starts with the defense, because everybody knows that the traditional Alabama got to play excellent defense to even compete, not just for the playoffs, but for the championship. So so number one, defense. Number two, got to get the quarterback. Got to get the quarterback position right. Got to get it right, Coach. Ain't nowhere around it.
True.
Then once we get the quarterback position right, then we can get the offense right. Then once we get the offense right, Ryan Grubb need to get them boys in a rhythm. He need to get them boys in a rhythm. And by the way, you still seem to think Keelan Russell gonna be the starter. Why you think Keelan gonna be the starter, bro? I can't believe it. I told you, Mac 10 is the man. He can do it all. What can he do, Coach Smook? That's the question. And by the way, why do you seem to think that Keelan Russell deserves to be the starter? I know you meant to tell me Bama. I mean, we could see both quarterbacks get some action, right? Somebody else said that on your live a day or two ago. Say, hey, we could possibly see both of them, but that's not never here nor there. But Alabama got a multitude of stuff to fix before we can compete for the championship. Last but not least, Kalen DeBoer, man, he got to get tough. He got to get tough. Coming out hitting the goal post and all that stuff, God, bro, miss me with that. That really, listen, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You got to get tough before you hit the goal post. You got to get tough during the week. You got to get some growling, even in your press conference. I want to see some growling in even in his press conferences. But listen, man, hey, thank you so much for the show. Thank you for giving us opportunity. But Alabama, they got to fix it all, Coach. Get at me, bro.
Hey, give it up for Shep. I like that, y'all. I'll take you. If you ever miss a chance to get on the phone line, or if you have a hot thought, I want y'all to start doing that. Leave some voicemails. We should start the voicemail. Let me see. We got a 34-second voicemail from January. Let's see what it say. I don't know about that one, chat. That one ain't gonna fly right there. That one ain't gonna fly there, buddy. Yeah, that one was. I couldn't hear nothing but rustling. We might have to do a wellness check on that number. But yeah, appreciate Shep. If y'all ever have thoughts or hot topics y'all want to get on the show, leave voicemails. The phone line number is right there, 334-625-1121. We appreciate everybody for calling in on the phone line segment tonight. Give it up for all of our callers tonight, man. We appreciate y'all. And final thoughts, man, on tonight, man. I think we brought the energy. Y'all really did y'all thing tonight. Today has been a long day. When I say an eventful and long day, I really enjoyed my day. And we got so much insight on what this Alabama roster is shaping up to be. And I'm excited to see it continue to develop, y'all. I really am. Shout out to my TikTok family. I see y'all tapping the screen, continuing to share their live and do everything. I had some family members pull up. I think it was two of my cousins pull up, man, and Alicia. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Roll Tide, man. Thank y'all for tapping in, pulling up, man, and sharing the live, tapping the screen. Gifting Antonio with the gifts over there. I think he came up with 16 gifts tonight. We got 16 gifts over there. My sister Britt, everybody Slick 762. I see y'all over there, man. Much love. Put up for the TikTok family. Facebook. Kick, I saw y'all too. Kick, I saw y'all Twitter. I see your numbers there. I appreciate y'all. We had a total of 129 total new viewers tonight between the new platforms. So that's pretty good. Make sure y'all come subscribe to the channel. We've crossed another threshold. We're still a ways away from our goal, about 800 subscribers away from our goal. And we got a week to do it. Do I believe we can do it? Yeah. With God, all things are possible, and I think we're working hard. We're working harder than ever to get to that level that we need to be, so that people know where to come for the insightful content and the interactive, creative content that we create around Alabama football and high school football coverage. Speaking of high school football coverage, check them out, Coach. We're doing some things. We want to wrap this thing to where I want to go ahead and start doing these features. The summer will be here before we know it. We'll be on the road, and we need to just start getting these guys exposure. A lot of players are working hard, and I love to acknowledge what they're doing. So help us continue to grow by liking and sharing all of our content. Also, when we start doing our Check Them Out Coach series, make sure y'all check out the VODs and the videos, the shorts, and it's going to help these guys get some exposure. As our platform grows, people are going to look into players. They're going to gain opportunities through that. So we're going to do our closing remarks here on the Coach Smook Network. And when we get back, make a few announcements, and we'll let y'all go for the weekend. Appreciate y'all for tapping in today. And Jordan, take us out with this outro, man. All right, family. That's going to do it for today's show here on the Coach Smook Network. Once again, I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. And I truly appreciate every one of you for rocking with us today. Before you head out, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be a part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you stay locked in with everything we've got coming your way. We're trying to reach some goals here. And if you believe in what we're building here, I encourage you to take that next step and become a member of the AAA family. Remember, our mantra is authenticity above all. This community is built on real conversations and real insight and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly supports the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar contributed is not only appreciated, it's paid for through our monthly contributions to community health and awareness organizations. So you're not just supporting a YouTube channel, you're supporting a cause. Also, don't forget to check out the Coach Smook merch. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's a great way to show love and support for the network and rep the brand wherever you go. You can find the merch link in our main YouTube page and in the description. Put me in the game, Coach. And if you want to stay connected and get more involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord. Just type the command in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. You can also stay connected with us directly for collaborations, appearances, community service opportunities, and business inquiries by emailing us at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com. Our staff will respond in a timely manner. And for those who want to show additional love, you can always donate directly to the Coach Smook Network through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. We also want to send a huge thank you to our sponsors and partners: Walk On Sports Bistro, Sports Info Solutions, Helping Hands LLC, Men of Standard Executive Security, Goomba Bully Killnos, and most of all, the AAA Phantom. None of this is possible without you. Once again, thank you for all your support, the energy, and the authenticity you bring to the space. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay locked in, and when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Catch you on the next one. Hold on one second. If you're serious about sports, you need more than just box scores. You need real insight. That's why Sports Info Solutions is the official partner of the Coach Smook Network. Sports Info Solutions is my go-to source for in-depth stat analysis, giving you the tools to truly understand player production, tendencies, and performance on a whole new level. From NFL, MLB to NBA, Sports Info Solutions delivers advanced data that helps fans, coaches, and analysts see the game behind the game. This isn't just stats, it's context. Looking ahead to the next generation of stars? Check out NFLDraft.sportsinfosolutions.com for elite draft analysis and detailed prospect breakdown. Make it your new go-to stat tracker. Visit sportsinfosolutions.com today. Now let's get back in the game.
Appreciate everybody. And don't forget, this is Autism Awareness Month. We support autism awareness here on the Coach Smook Network, man. Make sure y'all support us 100%. There's a link in the chat. It's pinned in the comments, but it's also pinned on our primary page in our description. So when you go to the homepage, the YouTube page, you can go there and you can see the Autism Awareness donation link. Make sure y'all go support it, man. And we shout out to all of our partners for also supporting us in this effort. Every contribution that they're making, we're also making our contributions. Speaking of our new partners, we want to give a few special shout outs to some new sponsors that have come on in the year 2026. Shout out to First Place Barbering of Montgomery, Alabama. Give them a hand clap. The voice you hear on the phone line that's got you guys turning your heads and probably spitting on your phone or your TV screen. Please don't drink when Shep calls. And we got more coming from First Place Barbering and that community, and the people that are involved with that organization, that business. Shout out to my big brother Shep. And then also Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama. Frederick Harris, one of our longtime supporters, has come on and showed us crazy good love, and they will be sponsoring our setup at the A-Day for this year, Golden Flake A-Day at Farmers Insurance setup. Is going to be off of 8th Street. Y'all get all the 8th, whatever, get the location. But y'all get all the information, all the members, and in the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord so you can stay up to date with all of that. And to every AAA member, we've got some new members. Shout out to every new member that was able to receive a membership today during the live, that was gifted memberships. I think I could get the list up here so I can shout you all out with my petty self. Where we got new members. Where the list at? Dang it. Let me see. I think I could pull it up. All right, we can scroll. We got them. All right, so shout out to our new members, Kerry Collins. We appreciate you for becoming a member of the AAA family. Amelia Spo, appreciate you for coming a member. Jimmy Brown, 2331. Artez Shepard, 9216. Brock O'Neal, 1251. Welcome back. Stay lurking, don't stay lurking. And then also Remick RTR, appreciate you for tapping in, back in. Welcome back. Brandon, Brandon, appreciate you. Fusion on YouTube, Patriotism USA, the 9590, and Tim Brooks, man. Shout out Tim Brooks gifting those 5 memberships, and Mary J gifting those other 5, and Tim for rejoining the AAA family. Man, we did a number tonight, and I appreciate you all for the likes. 38 likes on the stream, and we're going to continue to go. We're going to continue to do exactly what we've been put here to do, y'all, and that's just continue to deliver this authentic, informative, creative content surrounding sports entertainment. I appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. I'm your host, your favorite Alabama insider, Coach Smook, here on the Coach Smook Network. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, you gotta holler at me. I mean, don't say it subtly. Don't be quiet. Don't be acting like you don't know me. Yes, I cut my hair. Yes, I'm 6'3". Yes, I'm 185 pounds. I was about to say 150 because that's what Jason Rock. I'm a lightweight. I was though back in October, but now your boy putting some weight on. We actually hopped on the scale today. We getting back right because of you all and y'all support. I got your boy in a happy place, and I appreciate God for every member of this community, man. I'm grateful. I'm in a place of gratitude and humbled to be able to be before you each and every time we come on this live stream, every mobile live. I'm grateful. So when you see me, whether it's on campus, whether it's in Walmart, whether it's at the gas station, scare me. and holler at me and say it, y'all. I want you to say it with some energy too. Say it. Say it, y'all.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
I appreciate y'all, man, and y'all have a great night and continue to support. Y'all be blessed. Roll Tide, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
In my bones, crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube, true cut straight from the stone. Ain't no selling fairy tales, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I beat it from the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see it, film, study, so militant, I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach in the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay live.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Hey, what's your name, bro? Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide.